I'm big. My favorite movie out of all of them was Iron Man 2.
Really? I don't even know you liked it over Iron Man 1?
Yeah, I liked it much better over Iron Man 1 because I like the whole dynamic between Iron Man and Tony Stark and his friend there, Don Cheadle.
Oh yeah, Don Cheadle.
The whole dynamic between when they come together and fight together, they're already a team before they even started working together, so they know each other really well. That's what I find.
Yeah, that was a good dynamic, and actually Don Cheadle, like, thank God, because Terrence Howard, he kind of came off as a pussy in Iron Man 1.
He's a bit of a dick though. He wanted more money.
Yeah, he wanted more money for this.
And
good job, Terrence.
But Don Cheadle, I'll give that guy. He's a good guy. And that is just it. And that's why Marvel was super smart. Just the same thing that Peter Jackson did. Like, he innovated. Like, if you're gonna do multiple, if you know you have to do multiple features, you fucking put the framework down and you get it solid. Because there's way too much business in the movie industry. There's way too many contracts that need to be signed. There's way too many opportunities for people to pull out to go on to different projects, scheduling conflicts, all of that shit. So contracts are key. So what Peter Jackson did was he said, like, we'll film all the movies at the same time. You'll have the cast signed on for those 3 movies right from the get-go. And what I think probably Marvel Studios realized is, with all the comic industry being like the immortal entity that it is you get these characters and you have to maintain those characters, like, by all means necessary. So you have to get the people who want to stick around, which attracts the actors who want to play those roles. Yeah, it's not the actors who will, like, begrudgingly say, like, this is, whatever, a few
quick
months,
cash grab.
Yeah, a sweet paycheck, a couple months, and then I'm out. And Marvel's like, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
We know we're making 10 movies. Yeah. You have to sign for 10 movies.
And, like, I mean, all the credit to Robert Downey Jr. He's not a cheap actor. Oh, but, like, I'm sure he probably took less than what he could have made in order to...
But not only that, like, I'm sure, they cut him a check, and then on top of that, from all the press, all the shows you're going to be going to, interviews, stuff like that, he's getting stuff. Like, there's no way. There's so many perks that's going to be coming all their way. Like, every actor that's part of this Avengers and all the actors that will be to come, they're getting so many perks from this. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but you can tell when somebody's, like, actually, like, passionate about a project as opposed to it just being, like, a chore.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, Robert Downey Jr., like, even just, it's kind of synonymous with Stark. Like, Stark was the catalyst that brought Avengers together. They used the Stark Tower as the headquarters, all that shit. And Robert Downey Jr. was what made Avengers happen. He brought back the superhero genre when it was just about, like, starting to wade.
But don't you think Robert Downey Jr. is just acting like Robert Downey Jr.?
Pretty much. That's what makes it good.
That's who Tony Stark is.
You gotta understand too. It's like you look at what Robert Downey went through, and then it's like now you're encapsulating that in one of the greatest Marvel characters that was, and you have to do it well.
But you have to remember, because Iron Man was a B-list character.
Yeah, like, you understand, like,
he was a B-list character at the time.
Compared to, like, the Spider-Man?
No, because there's Spider-Man, for Marvel, there's Spider-Man, there's X-Men, and then there's, like,
I wouldn't necessarily put Iron Man as... I would put B-line characters, like Ghost Rider, Deadpool, Punisher. I would consider
Iron Man was one of those.
Ooh, he was.
Think so.
He was never like the whole thing when
because you understand X-Men has always been the catalyst when it comes to Marvel.
Yeah, they're the main.
Right after that is Spider-Man. But not even a question.
But you say Captain America also be a B-lister?
Yeah, actually, he was at the time. He was like the whole thing was with those characters. Like when Iron Man first came out, people were unsure of it because he was a B-list character. Because they already did the X-Men, they already had Spider-Man in by their studios. They took a risk with Iron Man, but it was the word of mouth that brought him to the popularity that he had.
Yeah.
And then that's just it. Like the whole thing with the Avengers originally was they took a bunch of B-list characters and they made it an A-list series.
You really think so? Because I always loved...
I know so. That was part of the...
But I always loved... From a single opinion, yeah. Like I've liked Iron Man too, but... And in the greater scheme, he is considered one of the B-lists.
Yeah, and that's what's, again, going back to Downey Jr., like, I have so much respect for this guy, because he absolutely wanted it to the point of he was the one who convinced, like, Gwyneth Paltrow to come on. Because, like, and I have to say, like...
They have great chemistry.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, the chemistry with them, like, that's something, that's not a paycheck that's showing that on screen.
That's good friendship, coming together and saying, look... This role was made for us.
Yeah, and like his whole thing, like he was talking about on behind the scenes and shit like that. He was saying you know, like he was talking to Gwyneth Paltrow, and he's like, "Come on, this," and like comic movies are like the furthest thing from what Gwyneth Paltrow would do, and he's like, "No, like." People are going to actually see this, as opposed to all the other movies you're doing. He told us straight up. He's just like, you're incredible. Like, we know we can make this work, and like, but the problem is nobody sees your movies.
And dare I say, I'd do a little Pepper Potts.
Yeah, Jean Georges were working for me.
Yeah, but she was in that tower.
She's cute as all hell.
I got a little stiffy.
But no, that dynamic works fucking flawlessly. And it comes from people who are passionate about the project, people who are willing to collaborate. I mean, Samuel Jackson, all the ups to him, because when he signed on just to do that little, like, 30-second teaser at the end of Avengers, he signed a contract, like a record-breaking contract for 9 movie deals.
Yeah.
And the thing with Samuel Jackson, I don't know what his personal tastes are, but I do know he's been following comics for a long time, because when they... In 2000, when I was talking about the Ultimates,
they based the character off him.
Yeah, they wanted to reboot Nick Fury to be, because like his original design was very much like right out of the 60s, you know, like white guy, salt and pepper hair, eye patch, and they wanted to reboot him to being kind of like a guy who takes charge but also gives no fucks, and who better than Sammy J, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they pretty much,
I think it was Hitch, Penciler, someone, Mark Miller or someone who called up Sammy J asking if they could use his likeness, and he's like, yeah. Down to the point in the Ultimates, it's actually a joke when they're all sitting around a table asking,
who would have played him in a movie?
Yeah, so it's like, if we're gonna have a movie, who would play us? And like comes to Nick Fury, and he's like, well, Samuel Jackson, of course. And he looks exactly fucking like picture perfect, because the way that. I think it's Hitchinson. I can't remember his name. Brian Hitchinson, he draws very realistic, and that's part of why that book is so awesome. He's like, it's a comic book movie but with realism, and yeah. So when he signed on for 9 movies, it was just like a match made in heaven, and like no other generation can pull this off. Like,
without a doubt, man.
And then that's just what it is. Like anything like taboo, all that shit. Because back in the 60s, it was taboo to be a comic fan. Like Stan Lee, he admitted like he had like so many other.
Avenues that
exactly. Avenues that he could have taken.
Here's a question though: if you think Marvel buys back the rights to X-Men, what do you think?
They need to do that.
But what do you think?
Absolutely.
What do you think
Avengers versus X-Men.
But what do you think though?
In 10 years.
Civil War.
Oh my God! Don't say Civil War.
Avengers 3 Civil War.
What do you think will be? What do you think will be bigger though? X-Men or the Avengers?
Avengers. Because the X-Men will be synonymous.
I think what will happen is there will definitely be a tie-in, but knowing that X-Men is going back into Marvel hands and staying in Marvel hands, it will take maybe 2 movies for it to get above Avengers. Because the first movie will be the tester. Like everyone's going to be like, okay, what's Marvel going to do?
Yeah, because this Avengers was like the Iron Man. You know, it was the one that brought it. Not only showed that it can be done, but like people are fucking hungry for more.
Yeah,
and they're gonna just increase the budget from here on out. And the thing with X-Men is, if Marvel Studios gets its hand back on Wolverine, the thing is they're gonna do the proper Wolverine story.
But you think...
not only that, because the whole thing with Wolverine and the Avengers was he was the guy who was willing to kill people.
Yeah,
and then like even Hugh Jackman, he said like he's been fighting for R ratings himself to like do the proper Wolverine story, and I think the second Wolverine, he's actually really fighting for an R rating himself.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Because really, like Wolverine without someone getting their arms,
he was the first he was one of the first R rated characters.
You need to have blood all over his costume for it to be Wolverine.
So what do you think? Ultimates versus the X-Men. Who do you think would win? And who do you think Wolverine and Spider-Man? What team would they be on?
I don't know, man. Just 2 words: Hulk and Thor.
But you say that, but at the same time, you got to remember they got the telekinetics on their side.
Yeah, they got that. And it's shoot Colossus. You can knock Colossus around.
No, Colossus versus Hulk. Are we seriously gonna have that combo?
No, but the thing
Colossus doesn't get hurt though. He'll
get his ass kicked.
I don't care. Like you can do anything to Colossus, he'll come back.
He'll keep coming back.
Okay, for argument's sake, because I think in Avengers vs. X-Men, it's Red Hulk.
I didn't know about that, but
maybe a bit different.
But so like Colossus, I love that guy. He's fun.
Nightcrawler. I love Nightcrawler.
Yo, if you were to do matchups right now, if we're just gonna go like revert to like 9-year-old boys for a second, fuck it, that's what this whole podcast is.
Nerd Week.
If you're still listening by now, you know damn well what you're into.
Nerd Week.
Bright sunny outside, we're sitting here drinking, talking about comics.
I'm doing my nerd dance right now, in case you wanted to know.
You know what? This is
this is my nerd dance.
this is the Huddle. You wanted to hear what guys talk about behind closed doors. Sometimes it's about bitches and drugs. Sometimes it's about comic books.
Or it's like
But no, let's go into argument's sake.
If you're going to go into the matchups, I would say Hawkeye, Nightcrawler.
No, that's a bad.
Oh, actually, wait, no.
No, that's a bad because that would be the first time we'd see Hawkeye miss.
He honestly missed.
That's why it'd be a good one.
But he'll never be able. But he would never be able to beat Nightcrawler ever.
No, because hand-in-hand combat.
But Nightcrawler could just teleport his head off.
No, he can't.
Yes, he can.
If he grabs him, the whole body gets teleported.
No, he could selectively choose now. What parts.
It's the whole body. That's the whole thing. He needs a bit of touch, and then he has to see where he's going. That's his whole thing.
Are you sure?
Because remember, if he can't see where he's going, he can actually get caught in the void.
Because I remember in Age of Apocalypse, he's able to teleport someone's head straight off without teleporting the whole body.
He probably had to cut it, but again, that's up to the writer. But the canon is that he has to there has to be touch.
Yeah, but he has to see where he's going. Yeah,
he has to see where he's going. And, you have to touch.
But so yeah, there's that.
That would be a good matchup though, but guaranteed it because Nightcrawler eventually has to get close, and if they get close,
I would say
Hawkeye's kicking his ass.
I would say more of a matchup if Spider-Man was on the Avengers, Spider-Man versus Nightcrawler. That's a better.
Well, Spider-Man does have an Avengers.
Well, let's say for the sake of it that Spider-Man and
because he's a good
on
with
the
both.
Avengers side.
But Wolverine, that's not
because
even in the
new Avengers
comics,
after
he's on Avengers.
After they rebooted the Avengers, it was let's go by the Ultimates because like that was the reboot and that's what like the film versions love the most because I don't like the Ultimate X-Men, all that stuff. Like to be a fan, to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of like Spider and all that shit. The only Ultimate series I think was done perfect was Avengers, and as far as their lineup was, it was Wasp, Ant-Man, which they weren't introduced, but the originals
kind of bugs me.
The originals, Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and then Spider-Man, Wolverine, and Black Panther.
Black Panther is the shit.
Yeah, Black Panther was bomb.
When he kicked Captain America's ass, I actually did have a little bit of a tear go down my cheek. I gotta be honest.
I like Black. I hope they bring him back. And you know who I hope? Actually, no, he's too scrawny.
Who?
I was gonna say, what's his name? He always does his voice in all of the cartoons and. He was on Mad TV for a while. He was in Pulp Fiction. He was the guy who gets he gets shot in the car in Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, he was on Mad TV.
Yeah,
he was like the hypersensitive like UPS.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like, and he has like the perfect Black Panther voice. Like he in all of like the games and comics, he does his voice, but he's too scrawny.
Yeah.
Matchup, but.
Who could play Black Panther?
I think the guy who plays Animaeus could play Black Panther.
Either him or I would say the Old Spice guy. You just gotta make sure you can do the voice. That's it.
Yeah.
No, but like honestly, I think
he has to have like that kind of African, like
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Because
he has the guy who's in Blood Diamond. Nobody remembers his name.
Oh yeah, I know the
he would be perfect Black Panther.
We should do some Google research while we're
Lord Diamond.
Actually, no. If anything, he would be perfect to do that role because he's a big guy and he has the voice for it.
Yeah, he has, and that's just it. Because like they were like a secluded African nation. They have like but yeah, no. Just going back to like that was the lineup. So I'm gonna say for the sake of it, because I mean, Wolverine wasn't even an original X-Men. Like when X-Men needed like a title character, they brought Wolverine on because he was a villain for the Hulk, right?
Yeah.
And he just fit in perfectly. That's why Wolverine's on so many teams because he's kind of like he was brought in afterwards. He's like a perfectly marketable character, but he has no real allegiance to anything.
I still see him as X-Men though. I could see him as an Avenger.
It's because it's what we're used to seeing him as.
I could see him as an Avenger though, because that whole relationship with Captain America and everything like that. But
you should read the writing wasn't nearly as good as the Mark Millar ones, like the Ultimates 1 and 2, but the Ultimates 3 it was by can't remember who, but the writing wasn't as good. But like, yeah, there's great scenes with Wolverine in that, and he's a killer. That's what he does.
All right, so let's say Spider-Man and Wolverine on Avengers. Wolverine versus who on the X-Men?
Oh, that's just he can kill just pretty much anybody except Jean Grey. I think he can kill
Magneto. He can't fight.
That's true. He can't fight Magneto.
Because Magneto's said multiple times, whenever he's ready, he'll rip him apart.
And he did. That was awesome.
Okay, so
fuck X-Men 3. He couldn't take not just Jean Grey, but Phoenix. Hell no.
Yeah.
Hell, dude. Phoenix, oh my god, that pissed me off.
No, but the thing with Phoenix is, they even said this in the comic too, that Phoenix is powerful, but not Galactus.
Phoenix is a destroyer.
No, but that was the whole thing. That was
not Galactus powerful.
That's what they did right in the 90s animated series, because like when like Phoenix was growing, like they showed like all the cosmic entities. They were like, ah shit, something's afoot, because like she went beyond just being a mutant to being like one of like the cosmic players.
She was basically a demigod.
Yeah,
because they knew like. That's why Professor X was always afraid for her to get to that point, because he even knew she could literally just destroy a world without even a second thought because of how powerful she was.
Iceman is like the same level as her.
I kind of like Iceman because it wasn't the whole thing with Iceman is that he was completely untapped. He was just a little boy, didn't really know what he was doing, but like anybody who got his powers was kind of like
the movie did it real bad. They really screwed up Iceman horribly. Until X-Men 3, they finally showed him he's fully iced out
for like 5 fucking seconds,
which looked really cool though. It looked cool how they did it.
Good job, Fox.
But they used the same effect with Colossus, so it wasn't that big of a
yeah.
And they didn't do it enough with Colossus. Like in 2, when they showed that because I know Bryan Singer, he wanted to do a whole bunch with Colossus in the 3rd one, but just like that scene in 2, like that made my fanboy squee when he just fucking walks into the room. He's just like, what's going on here? Just fucking throws 2 guys to the wall.
But also another thing, Iceman was horribly done. The best
Cyclops could have been done better too.
They screwed up Cyclops from the first one.
I'll be honest, I've never liked Cyclops.
I like Cyclops, but they made him bad.
He's a bitch.
They made him. He was always kind of the Boy Scout. Like he was kind of like the Captain America of X-Men. But the thing was like he was just like with Iceman, like untapped. But he had that brain condition. They could never let him fully control his shit. But like when he's too like whenever somebody like takes control of his mind or something like that, they freak out because he can literally kill anything with his eyes.
Except his brother.
But he's a good guy, and like that's the whole thing is like he can punch holes in mountains, all that shit just by looking at it, but he can't control it fully. And I always found that interesting with the character. It's like taking a good guy, like the nicest fucking guy on the street, and then giving him like the nuclear weapons.
So let's say Captain America versus Cyclops.
Captain America.
Cyclops.
We understand something. Cyclops won't try to kill him. Captain America will. I
don't know about that.
He might try to take him prisoner first, but Captain America's killed a lot of people.
Yeah. Like, that's the one thing that people... It gets overshadowed, is the fact that he's killed many.
Have you ever seen...
Soldier, like, that's
he was in war.
In Captain America, the thing I was really happy they didn't gloss over is the fact that, like, he was a soldier. Because I was expecting, like, a lot of times, when, the 90s... cartoons is like it's always just kind of like I'm knocked out, you got me this time. But like with Captain America, like I was really happy that in the movie they didn't gloss over the fact that he's a World War II soldier.
He used the gun.
He's like he didn't want to it's like you want to kill Germans, like no, he wants to stop people, but like he did kill a lot of people because it was war. He was a soldier like anybody else.
But we see Cyclops where he practically atomized Sinister. That's when he
Captain's got the shield.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he needs to use the shield. He has to toss it eventually to do any damage.
Or you can just use it to get close. Deflection.
Okay, let's say something more fairness. God, what's his name? Wolverine versus Captain America. And Wolverine's claws can cut through the shield.
I don't think they can.
Actually, no, it can't.
No, nothing gets through the shield. That's the whole shit.
Are you sure?
Yeah, not even Thor's hammer gets through the shield.
Yeah. Dude,
Thor's hammer can get through Iron Man's armor,
hammer.
but it can't get through the shield because the shield absorbs energy. But
isn't it
vibranium?
But isn't
his claws can't cut through anything? They're just indestructible, but they can't cut through any. They can't cut through his shield. The whole shtick with Captain America is like the shield, like that shit doesn't get broken.
It's the one thing that makes him such a superpower.
Yeah, it got dented by the Hulk once, but I think that was about it. That was as much. What was
that? World War Hulk?
I think so.
Most likely.
But I think that was the only thing that ever happened to his shield.
Trying to find another good matchup. Because it's not really. You only have like the main 4 guys on Avengers who could who have I can't really put Hawkeye versus anyone on X-Men unless they're they're mobile.
That'd be a good fight, him and Gambit.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd watch that.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty good. Gambit, I think Gambit over Hawkeye.
Nah, Hawkeye's too seasoned, man.
Gambit is seasoned as hell, man.
The thing about Gambit, though, it's is he fast enough to stop an arrow?
Nah. Gambit's awesome as all hell, but fuck, they ruined him in Wolverine too.
Oh,
he has.
What was that accent? Oh my God.
I don't know, man.
He's Canadian.
I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
I hope they get Deadpool back, man. Just get Deadpool back.
Deadpool versus anyone.
One of my favorite characters, and they gave him to Fox. No. Get him back.
I love it. Oh man, they ruined Deadpool.
But the thing is, Ryan Reynolds is perfect to play Deadpool.
Yeah.
He was talking too freaking much.
No,
but that's Deadpool.
That's his character, dude.
That's exactly Deadpool, though. He talks to everyone and he talks to himself.
But they did him good in the beginning of the movie.
That's what I was gonna say. Before all that other shit.
Yeah,
that was perfect. That's what Deadpool does.
You know the part where he jumps. You actually see the strings, they break the fourth wall so many times in the beginning. You actually see the string that's actually carrying him and everything like that on purpose. Yeah, on purpose. They have it on purpose. You see the string that's actually making him float in the air and everything like that.
I did see that at the end when he goes to recover his head and he tells the audience, he's like, shh.
Yeah.
But no, he's holding out. He has the. I think they have the script good to go. Mm-hmm. They're holding out for a few things. They're holding out for they need the R rating. And they need. I think what's actually happening that they're not talking about, but is the Marvel buyout because Disney they haven't been losing money, but they haven't been making as much as they used to. However, they're relying heavily on Pixar now, so with Brave and all that shit. But now the thing is, Disney, it was beneficial for them to buy Marvel because
some money.
They saw Whedon coming on, and now the Avengers is making as much money as it is.
Basically, the best thing that happened to Marvel too was Disney deciding to pick them up because they get a big ass paycheck.
Yeah.
Towards making their films.
And I just looked at the numbers before this. It has the second best opening Friday of all time, next to Deathly Hallows.
Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
That had a good opening.
That had the best opening. That broke all the records apparently.
Wow.
And however, it's projected to make $500 million by the end of the weekend, so it's going to be the biggest opening weekend I think
ever.
I think so. I don't know. I have to check the comparisons.
Most likely it will be.
But I mean, if it's second place to Deathly Hallows now, and then just word of mouth and all that shit, because I mean, let's face it, if you're going to go see something like Harry Potter, it's because of that fan following. It's not because of word of mouth. But with Avengers, it's you have the fan following where it gets its opening weekend. It gets its opening Friday.
And understand too, a lot of the fan following for Avengers were fans of the Harry Potter movies as well.
Yeah,
it's a very small.
But the thing is, Avengers also has not only word of mouth for people who aren't comic fans, but also the people like us who want to fucking go see it again.
Which I will.
I will. I don't care. I'll probably see that later.
I may go see it tomorrow.
It depends who's going, because I want to bring a few people out to go see that shit. But no, that's
so good.
So much, all the little things that you can miss too. We didn't get it right, and that was the smartest route. They took a risk because I mean, you're taking the biggest. I think probably the most ambitious action movie of all time. I mean, you're getting not only just all these a great cast together. A lot of movies like Tarantino films are known for having crazy casts, but the thing is, you're taking characters who have all had their own solo movies, and pretty much saying you're all going to be secondary characters, and
with the most unforgiving fan base known to man.
Yeah, and they're putting that in the hands of...
You cannot mess this up. It's either you do it, and you do it right, or you will hear about it, and you will sink so hard.
Exactly. And they're giving it to, Joss Whedon. So, if you're not a person like me, Matt, or Jason who know what Joss Whedon can do, but he when at the studio side of it, he's not a safe bet. His last his last feature film was well, aside from Cabin in the Woods, which was awesome, go see it. But Serenity, which, you know, based off Firefly, great writing, but nobody went to go see it. You know, it was essentially a box office flop, despite, you know, the critics liked it, fans loved it. It was a box office flop. So you're taking the most, you know, ambitious title, giving it to Joss Whedon, whose, you know, record is a box office flop. And what that says is that Marvel Studio has faith in the writers. Whedon was a writer for Marvel, and that's exactly why Marvel Productions needed its own studio, is so that money didn't boss around the vision that they had, and it came out perfectly, because this is like the most true comic book adaptation you're ever going to get.
He's on the top of the mountain right now in my eyes, man.
Yeah, we should go seek some sponsors from Marvel. We're selling this shit pretty hard.
Yeah, can we get a, you know, I'm not asking for much, just, you know, $1 million.
Maybe a few more cups.
Yeah, I think, okay, you know what, throw us a couple comics.
You know, with these cups, we didn't get the toys that were attached to them, so
we could just throw us all of them.
Yes.
Times 2.
Want to make a little collection?
Just put them in like a little glass case. It'd be nice. Get us a couple comic books, maybe some posters. My walls are looking kind of, well, white.
We're not asking for much, but we're doing you a solid.
Like, we just gave you a Nerd Week review / we love your movie, everyone needs to go see it / if you haven't seen it, too bad for you, we just spoiled it for you, but you're going to go see it anyways type of video. That deserves at least one comic book. Signed by Stan Lee. So I can frame it.
And it goes to the Avengers.
Yep.
That'd be sweet. Imagine if I got Scarlett Johansson's signature.
I'm just gonna jerk off to it every night.
Hell yes!
She sang these with
Give me the Jergens, baby. She touched it.
Horrible.
I like that her character went beyond sexuality, though.
Though she did have that one nice scene of sexuality where she's talking to Loki, and they just kept going. Oh man! Every time you see Loki, all you're really seeing is Scarlett Johansson's sweet ass standing there. Oh man, that was great. I just let another one off.
Jason's on cleanup.
Yuck.
It's getting awfully sticky over here. All these nerdgasms.
No, I'll watch it sometime this week or something like that.
Maybe tomorrow.
I can't wait for like the next Marvel Studios entry.
I'm just gonna watch this like 5 times.
I don't know. I like the Marvel Knights character. I like Ghost Rider and all that stuff. I don't like the movie Ghost Rider. Let's not get twisted.
Just get Moon Knight back on this shit.
Oh, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Who?
Moon Knight. Oh, I think Marvel's also trying to buy Daredevil.
Oh, please. Please.
Such an awesome character.
Fix that. Fix that, please.
Here's an Avenger for a while.
Elektra, please fix that.
I think Daredevil was done alright, except for the fact Colin Farrell can act for shit. That was horrible.
That was pretty bad.
Bullseye versus Hawkeye. The comic book ones.
That'd be
they've scuffled a few times.
Yeah.
I think Hawkeye usually comes out on top to the point where, like, when they had Norman Osborn, they had this series like the Dark Avengers, which is like they took over everybody's personality. Bullseye assumed the role of Hawkeye.
Oh really?
Yeah, because they said nobody could, like, the public couldn't tell the difference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was a good scene.
But he, like, Bullseye's crazy. He just went around killing people. But
Dakin as Dark Wolverine.
But I think Hawkeye wins out in that one because he's a better fighter.
Yeah.
They both essentially have the same.
Basically, Hawkeye got taught how to fight by Captain America.
Yeah,
and he
pretty much. Yeah, everybody on the Avengers, like, hand to hand. Well, all the humans got taught by Cap, even Tony Stark.
Cap.
So he told him, without your suit, you got to be able to defend yourself.
Okay.
So we made him fight.
I have a better thing. Well, I know. Well, me personally, Taskmaster versus Captain America.
Why do you want to see Captain America get his ass kicked?
Taskmaster, I think.
What's up with this?
I think
We're Canadian.
Fuck you, Captain.
Yeah, but that's why we have Wolverine by all means.
But Taskmaster, I love Taskmaster.
I mean, if anything, I think Wolverine would be the one to kill Captain America.
Taskmaster versus Deadpool.
Because no matter how much Captain America beats up on Wolverine, he'll just keep getting back up.
So yeah, Wolverine, like, if he flat out wants to kill you, he'll kill you. He just doesn't care about anything anymore.
Yeah, just put him against
Uncanny X-Force, man.
Just put him against Magneto.
Yeah. But I mean, even when he did that, he didn't die.
That's a cheat. Yeah, that's a cheat.
Yeah. I'm not cheat.
That's putting in a cheat code, basically.
Yeah, but after he takes out all the metal, then Wolverine could probably fight him. He was just in too much pain.
Yeah.
Okay, Silver Surfer versus Thor.
Ooh. Didn't they actually do a scuffle?
I have no idea.
I'll have to Google it, but I think they did have a scuffle at one point.
Let's
the Surfer.
Let's try to do some quick research because I
you have a computer right there and you're going to your phone.
Because it's in my hand.
It's fucking generation.
I got it.
It's almost going on in an hour. That's good though.
Yeah, if anybody's still listening to this by now, they might as well just go fucking have a marathon of Marvel movies or something.
Dude, I am gonna just get some Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson pictures and jerk off. I'm so in the mood.
Just find you a redhead.
You see his girl.
Just like, put this on.
You see his girl, so she's like wondering what the fuck's going on here.
Put this on.
You know who reminds me of? Charlie Sheen. There was one episode in 2.5 Men where the CSI comes into Charlie Sheen's bedroom after this guy dies in his room, and I said, "Oh man, we can't find evidence. Get the black light." He says, "No." They turn on the black light. He goes, "Oh, it's even on the roof." He said it was a wild night.
I don't know if they have it actually.
There was something recently.
There's like message boards. They've been in comics together, but I don't know if they've actually fought together.
I think there was something recently about Thor and Wolverine, but I don't know what went on with that.
I'd pick the Surfer over Thor.
Yeah, I think
Power Cosmic.
I think Thor that just like fried Wolverine to a skeleton, but then Wolverine obviously survives.
Just gotta heal right back up.
Actually,
back.
Is this I don't know. We will do more research on that and probably just do a follow-up.
Yeah. So anyone has final thoughts? Or want to keep continuing? Or
Jason, you need to get your ass out of the theater right now.
Dude, why are you still here after everything we said?
I told you, Prometheus, man. I'm a big fan of
we are talking about comic books.
I know, comic books and everything like that.
Avengers came out Friday.
But that's the thing. Like, Avengers, like,
is awesome.
As much as I like Iron Man and everything like that, Captain America and the Hulk, they don't interest me character-wise as much from what I see in the comic books.
What the hell does that have to do with the movie?
Huh? It's their
but this version of the Hulk is the best version. This version of Captain America is the best version.
I don't doubt it or anything like that, but I was more excited when the first X-Men movie came out. Because that was like basically, for me, that was the first comic book movie. You have the X-Men.
Yeah. No, it was the first.
You have X-Men.
And then Spider-Man came after that, and then
I wasn't Spider-Man. I like the character, but he's not my favorite character.
No,
he's not my favorite character.
But Avengers are my favorite team by far.
Like I said, I like the darker characters. I like Ghost Rider. I like the Punisher.
Actually, if I had to pick a favorite team, it would be the Uncanny X-Force.
No, for me it's Sylvan. It's Ultimate Avengers.
With Deadpool.
Yeah, for me it's Ultimate
Avengers.
Actually, second place, very close second. Cable and Deadpool.
Oh! Scrap that. That's number one. But that's not really a team. That's a duo.
That's a team. Yeah, that's a team. If you can call it Mercenaries for Hire as a team,
it's a tag team.
And Cable and Deadpool's a team.
I think they're really
Mercenaries for Hire, but they were like 5 of them.
No, it's 2.
You're duo. I thought you were talking Uncanny.
Cage and Iron Fist.
I think they really overpower Cable to a certain point. It's like, come on.
Yeah, that's what Cable and Deadpool's awesome.
But I find Cable, he's just like a rabied version of his dad, freaking Cyclops.
No,
Whoa, what?
But the thing is, he's both of them. That's what's crazy. He's like a ridiculous soldier who has all this like energy projection, and he's psychic.
Like he's a fucking beast.
He's.
Hence why he has to save the future.
He's an okay character.
And he's got guns.
The thing,
big guns.
The thing. Cable is like everything that this is what I used to watch in the cartoon, especially. Like, you see Bishop comes back, he puts things right in his future, but it messes up Cable's future, so Cable has to go back and somehow fix both of their futures. Like, come on, man. It's like,
but you gotta understand, like, Cable's just one of those characters. Not anybody can team up with Deadpool and hold their own.
Taskmaster.
That was the best buddy cop series of
all time. Because when you look at the personalities as well, it's like Deadpool's just one of those guys that he can easily take the shine away because he's going to talk all that talk and he's going to kick that much ass.
But the irony was that, like, the only time that you ever see, like, well, one of the very few times you ever see Deadpool as, like, a character, like a human character with his, like, faults and all that shit, is in Cable and Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see a little bit of his, like, past. You see who he was, like, kind of a bit before the experiments. You see that he was just, like, you know, I think he was, like, a contract killer or something like that. He was, like, a very, like, stone cold, stoic man. And then his condition made him, like, literally psycho.
But he could never get the job done. It takes him too long to kill Apocalypse.
Who?
Cable. Does he even kill Apocalypse?
Can Apocalypse even be killed?
He's a god.
Yeah, I think Apocalypse would be killed.
He was the first mutant, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he could still be killed. Isn't he like alien semi-mutant or something like that?
No, I think he was like the very first mutants that people worshipped him since like the beginning of time or something like that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people in the universe that could kill him. In the whole Marvel universe that could kill him. Phoenix is one of them. I don't know. We done? I know you guys want to go on longer. There's plenty more to talk about.
I can keep talking.
Dude, I can do this all fucking day. This is what I do.
Yeah,
I'm a white man with a beard.
We should wrap this up. We've had too many nerdgasms in this room. It's been so fucking
We need back rubs.
I'm literally, like, I want to go see Avengers right now and then again tomorrow. Like, it was just so amazing.
When are you going tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm debating it because I'm kind of poor.
I'm actually going to start texting some people now to see if anybody wants to go.
Alright, so I say we close this up. You know, this was a great nerd week. And, I mean, of course it was. Avengers came out. You know, what more do you want?
You know, what's more perfect than having a nerd week on, like, you know, the nicest day we've had all year?
Dude, it's
fucking
like plus 18 outside.
Sunny as shit outside.
The beautiful women walk by the window, just wanting to scream at them and tell them how we really feel. But we're in here talking about comic books for the podcast. Like nerds. On Nerd.
We're keeping the predator off the streets, ladies. Lank is inside. we're keeping him safe.
You want to distract me from your vagina? Ask me about a comic. So final thoughts. 100%, 150%, 200%. Go see Avengers. It's worth it. It's great. You will want to do superhero things later. Like, it's so good.
Just don't jump off buildings.
Yeah, please don't kill yourself. Please don't try to stop a train with your fist. Don't.
And for anybody wondering what's up with the usual topics, but think about it. You know, this podcast is based off of the kind of shit that guys talk about behind closed doors, perhaps after having a few drinks in them.
We get drunk and just see where our minds take us.
Yeah, a lot of times talking about bitches and
fat chicks.
Yes, Jason, fat chicks.
Again?
I didn't say anything bad. What's wrong? I told you I'm in check today.
And sometimes we just like to, you know what, nerd out. It's the 21st century. This shit used to be, you know, taboo way back in the day, but all of us, if you're a 90s child, you grew up with the X-Men cartoon. You know damn well
oh yeah, that's awesome.
See, if you grew up with that shit, you know exactly.
If you don't know what that was, we have problems, man.
Just hit us Alt F4. That'll solve all your life's problems.
The only thing that was wrong about that, Wolverine never actually slashed any people. He only slashed machines.
It's a kids show.
But he got stabbed by freaking Sabretooth and almost died. How did that make sense? I remember that episode completely.
Because there are too many kids running around with knives in between their fingers, swinging at each other, okay?
I was one of them.
I did it many times.
When your superpower is claws, then yeah.
Claws and you can't be killed, but
you gotta keep that guy on hand.
But yeah, please go see the movie. We enjoyed it. We loved it. We're comic book nerds, so that's all you really need to know, that this is actually a movie worth seeing. Go check it out.
And if you enjoyed Nerd Week, let us know.
We will definitely have more. If you want it to be specifics, email us, or hit me up on Twitter at @MattScorpio. I will definitely take it in my DMs. That sounded weird. Take 2.
Be gentle.
please, you can message me in my DMs, and I will.
That doesn't even sound right either.
No, it sounds a lot better than I'll take it in the DMs.
Been watching too many Avengers.
We've been watching way too much Avengers. Okay, so DM me, and we will definitely make sure any topics that you bring up, we will have it here. If not the following week, the weeks to come, because we love to hear back from the people who are listening, and that'll never change throughout the whole time we're doing this.
That's right, and we have the website. It's actually going to take a little while for it to happen. It's going smoothly. Everything's going on, so it'll be easier to like put up.
Think of it like Blizzard. It'll be up when it's ready.
And you know,
Diablo.
In 10 years.
And if you want to give us some nerd rage, if we got anything wrong, if you want to go on like a tirade about like...
Oh, I'm sure we got shit wrong.
Oh, we probably got a ton of shit wrong. But that's what it's all about, you know? You just you egg them on.
You know,
Get
that comment
discussion
section looking a little empty.
Yeah,
Fill it up. Fill it up with your rage.
You know what? You know what I'm going to do to piss them off? Yo, I have like the Ultimates trade paperback. I don't even know where they are right now. There could be a crumpled page. You angry? Huh? You angry?
Oh, did you like use it to like clip your weed?
Only the pages with Hulk.
Oh, snap! Putting the green on the green, man.
Hulk roll!
Some nerd just probably shot himself right now.
Some nerd is trying to figure out where we live. But yeah, this was, what is it, week 5?
Yes, episode 5.
Episode 5 of The Huddle. Thanks for listening. It was honestly a pleasure to spoil the hell out of anybody who did not see the Avengers and just nerd out.
Yeah, shame on you. I mean, you had it coming.
Thanks for being a part of Nerd Week.
Night, everyone. We have a new episode every Sunday. You know the drill. And message us back if you need or you want to hear or listen to anything that we have to say.
Feedback. That's what he's trying to say. Feedback.
We need more feedback. All right, people. We'll see you all next week. Peace.